couple of minutes, but I just want to log on and make sure all was well. Greetings. Peace. Welcome. We're a little early, but I want to log on a couple of minutes early just to make sure all is well. Can you hear me? Peace, Brother Brian. Are you able to hear me? Can everyone hear me? Just put peace, sis. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, it's a delay. Okay. That's good to know. There's a delay. Okay. Great. So we'll just give it one more minute and then we will start. I was hoping that I would be at home by now, but I'm like 13 minutes away from home. Good. Thank you, sis. Damara. Thank you. We'll give it one more minute and then we will start. Peace, Sister Nicole. Welcome. We're just gonna give it one more minute and then we'll start. Hey. I was saying I was hoping that I was home by now, but I'm about 12 minutes away from home. So yeah. Okay. All right. So peace and love, you all. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you can hear me, if everyone can if you could just type in a 1. A number 1, just so I know that you all can hear me. I'm loud, I'm clear. I don't have a mic on today, but just so I know that you can all hear me. So just put a 1 in the little text box area, just so I know that you all can hear me. I'm loud and I'm clear. Okay. Great. So peace everybody. Welcome. I appreciate you joining today. And so I don't do these as often as I would like to, for a variety of different reasons, but I would like to do more of them. But I just want to make sure that, people are going to attend, although I can always, it could be pre-recorded and used at another time. But I know many of you have a lot of questions, and I try to do my best with answering your text messages, your emails, and anything that you post onto the group. Sometimes I think the group environment of these live calls are really helpful. They're really helpful. So I'd like to do them a lot more. But today we're just going to focus on general notary work and signing agent work. So I just want to clear some things up about the difference between them and find out if you have any questions in regards to the differences between the two. So as we know, GNW, general notary work, would usually consist of anything besides real estate. So that can be an array of different activities that you can be signing for. I do have a video on my Facebook called Notary versus Signing Agent, and I actually list the different forms that you could use that you can sign for. So it's a really helpful video. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out, especially for those who are not ready to be a signing agent. Being a general notary worker is your best bet. If you're not ready to be a signing agent, that is your best bet to be a general notary. And so that could be an array of different forms you sign, different activities, You could even utilize that for your photo inspections, because sometimes with our photo inspections, it is required that we notarize. Sometimes, not all the time. Majority of the times you don't have to notarize for a photo inspection. But you will run into some occasions if you're doing a photo inspection or if you're doing a site inspection. Those are really cool. I like doing site inspections because I feel all like a health inspector. I feel like a health inspector generally. You know, you all ever seen that movie with Gabrielle Union and LL Cool J? I feel like her. I feel like her when I do those site inspections. Anyway, so general notary work. It can be pretty much anything all across the board. You don't have to have a lot of training, but you do need to know how to fill out the general notarial certificates. And I would suggest anyone, when you're just starting out, that should be your first thing. The one is for, just so I know that you all can hear me. It's okay. Deliver right. That's it. I feel like Eva then. So yeah, I really enjoy those. Anyone can do them. You can sign up to siteinspection.com. Go into a Google search and just type in notary site inspections and see who's hiring. Fill out your information for pretty much any company that comes up that you qualify for. Don't be afraid. If the common theme that I'm hearing is that sometimes people feel like they don't know these companies and they don't want to put their checking and routing information into these random sites. There were a few sisters that I talked to, and they were like, they had identity theft issues, so they were really weary. And so my suggestion to you is get a prepaid card. The prepaid card comes with a checking and a routing number if that's an issue for you, which is good because you can kind of separate your funds, your personal funds from your business funds. And if you have a bank account, a business bank account, then it could go there. And just be mindful, just monitor it. Make sure it's not hooked up to your personal account or anything like that. So that's pretty much, it's not much to it when it comes to, I know what I was saying. When it comes to general notary work. The forms, that's what I was saying. The forms, any and everyone, you ought to, I don't like to say should, because that sounds like really bossy, and I'm not trying to be bossy, I'm just trying to be helpful. But you ought to check out any blank notarial certificates. When you find the blank ones, it could be general notarial certificates, affidavits, oaths, any of those. Just print them out and practice filling them out. Usually they're gonna all have pretty much the same context, you know, there'll be a word difference here and there, but nothing major. So once you know how to fill one out, you pretty much know how to fill them all out. Be bossy. Actually, my nature is to be bossy. And I've learned that, not in my adult life, in my probably teenage years, that, because I'm a boss naturally, but people won't respond to me well if I'm bossy. People won't respond to me. Right. And that is one thing that I suggest. In certain states, you can't carry notarial acts. You cannot carry notarial certifications. You cannot give them blank copies. You can't. It's against the law for notaries in certain states, because it almost, you're acting as if you're like a paralegal, and we can't do that in certain states. But if you are in one of those states that you're allowed to carry extra notarial acts and blank ones, then you can go ahead and do that. And that is something that stays with you in your notary bag. Now, I've suggested to people before to make sure that you have the notarial forms filled out completely. And that will be your sample copy that you can bring with you when you're heading to an appointment. There were times when I first started that I would just get nervous. I would get nervous, and I was trying to talk. They didn't know I was nervous, but I knew I was nervous. And I would talk to people, and I would just go blank. Like, what am I supposed to put here? Oh, the date. Like something simple like that. Not really, but you can forget. You can get nervous. You can lose your train of thought. So it's nice to have a sample copy if you feel comfortable with that, if you feel like that would make your appointments easier until it becomes first nature. Yes, Sister Cheryl, use them to study. Use those forms to study. They're going to help you. They're going to help you along the way, and they're going to help you if you decide to be a signing agent. So before I move on to signing agent, is there any questions in regards to general notary work? Any questions in regards to general notary work? Any thoughts or concerns on general notary work? Did you get confused about anything while you were out in the field doing general notary work? Okay, Sister Cheryl, prices. Okay, we've talked about that before, and it's the same formula. I'm not going to tell you anything different. It's the same formula, and that formula is your state fee, whatever your state fee is. Right? So let's just say your state fee is no more than $5. So we say $5. So it's going to be your state fee. Then it's going to be your travel fee if your state allows it. Your state fee if your state fee, travel fee, mileage fee. Now, if you're able to do additional fees, that you can kind of roll into your travel fee or separate. It can be an appointment fee. It can be an after-hour fee. I'm good for those. I just had a conversation with someone, and actually it was a family member, and someone else told them something about, me leaving. Because, I've left my house at 3 o'clock in the morning. I leave my house at 11 o'clock at night to do notary jobs. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't have any stipulations. I just, you can't be fearful. Now, I know, sometimes, if you're married or something, your husband or your wife or your partner is not letting you leave the house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Or maybe you don't have a sitter for your children, and you can't leave the house. It can be a very, very various different reasons why you're not able to leave. But that is pretty much how it goes. So, your state fee is $5 every time you stamp a document, right? Every time you stamp a document. It's not $5 flat. So yeah, if you get a call and it's only a mile away for general notary work, it's only a mile away, and it's only one stamp, that's going to be your $5 and your, 54 cents a mile, and you can charge a service fee if your state allows. You have to look at that diagram that I posted in the group to check to see if you have any stipulations for your state. Does that answer your question, Sister Cheryl? I know you've been having this question. You've asked this question more than once, so I'm curious to know what aspect is puzzling you. Like, what's making you feel some type of way about? All right, I'm home. Don't look at my back seat. It's been a real day. I can come back to that question now that I'm stopped. I'm going to look at your other questions. Tanisha, you could use photoinspection.com. I said siteinspection.com, but last I looked, I think that site was down. Yeah, so not at the moment prices. All right. All right, so we got Sister Tanisha. Any specific forms you guys have trouble with that we as notaries often overlook? All right, I can actually answer that question, brother. So what happens is, the thing that you will find most of the time and have issues with as whether a notary signing agent or a general notary is forgetting to fill stuff out. Let's see. I will be doing another video where I share my screen with you all. I'm gonna do that in. All right. This I didn't use. You probably cannot see it. But look, all right, this is a notice of right to cancel. If you can see, you see how there's a line there that's blank? Don't worry about the wording, the writing, but you see how the line that's blank? Stuff like that. You can't leave blanks. If you either fill it in, or you write NA, or you write a slash through it. Something that lets the company know that, like, hey, she didn't just forget. He didn't just forget. It's some form of acknowledgement that you know that there's a blank space. You don't have an answer for it. So you slash it through, or you NA. Okay, so that's usually it. That's the biggest thing that notaries do. We forget to fill certain aspects out. So going over your documents a couple of times, when you're first starting, if necessary, if you got to look over that thing twice before you finish and leave the table, then so be it. That's just what you're going to do, because you either pay now or pay later, and you have to end up going back. Let me give you another one. Another thing that notaries overlook. Notaries also overlook. Notaries overlook checklists. Most companies will send you with a checklist, okay? They will tell you the different things. And if it doesn't have a box, it's still a checklist. So you're still going to have to print it. It's still something that you have to look at. So it'll say something like, please read the following before proceeding. So this is for a debt consolidation. So a person who is a general notary can do a debt consolidation. It will say something like receipt of appointment, right? The first box is confirm with the client via phone, text message, or by email if provided. Confirming via text message has been the quickest way to confirm, as most clients will not answer calls or listen to voicemails from numbers that they don't know. And that is so true. And being that I'm in Maryland and I still have a New York phone number, they will not pick up. So I usually have to call and then send a text message, and then they'll respond to the text message. So as a general notary person or a signing agent, this is so important. Remember to look at your checklist. Remember to look at any instructions from the signing agent company before you start. Like this one, I joke about this one, but the using black ink over blue ink, it's important. If a company tells you that that's what they want, that's what they expect of you. And there's a possibility that they can deduct fees from you. Sometimes these people sound so harsh. They're like, if you don't dot your I, next time I'm going to deduct your fee. And I just want to be like, and I'm super polite, but I have a lot of conversation going on in my head. And I just want to be like, keep your little $5. But pennies make dollars, and I will take every cent. The other thing that I'll say, just in general, is if you are responsible for sending off documents, you need to send those documents off in the appropriate time frame. If that company tells you to send those documents off within 2 hours, send those documents off in 2 hours. Does that answer your question? Talk about keywords in the docs we notarize to watch out for. Every notarial act is pretty much the same, so it doesn't really shift that much. The only things that you will have to worry about is initials. Making sure you initial in the proper places, making sure you sign in the proper places, not missing anything. That is very, very common. If you're on any of the notary blogs, or if you receive a lot of jobs like me, the companies will send you emails and they'll talk about all the things that signing agents are not doing. One day I'll print an email off and read it to you, and or share my screen so you can see. And you can hear the frustration through the writing. But that's a big thing to watch out for, Brother Charles, is individuals missing initials, because some of these documents are old and they've been copied and copied and copied over for years. They haven't been redrafted, and the font is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the lines, where the signature lines are like almost non-existent sometimes. And after practice, you're gonna know on the uniform residential application, there's a signature in between paragraphs at the top, and there's a signature at the bottom. And that's something that you'll just have to commit to memory. And the only way you're gonna know that is by either taking a forms training with me, with Andre Hatchett, or whomever, so you have these documents. Also, I think it was Brother Charles and I talked about Googling. Like, if you know what kind of jobs you're going to get in the real estate market, you know you're going to get a refinance, you know you're going to potentially get a HELOC, home equity line of credit, you know you're going to get a first-time home buyer, potentially. So all of those documents are Googleable. You can Google them. They're online. All you have to do is put in like FHA loan PDF form, and something will come up. You put in HELOC signing, something will come up. All of the information is there. So sometimes, I don't always like to charge, but I know I am providing a service, and so with that comes my time, and so you have to, right? But there are some things where I'm like, if I can just show you what to do, and then if you have any questions, then you can come back to me and book an appointment, that's fine. But I don't necessarily have to give you all of that information to charge you for it. You know what I'm saying? You can look it up on your own. If you feel like, Sister Alexis, I am not that self-sufficient right now, I need you to baby step me through this process until I get to a comfortable place, then you can kind of release the rein up. That's fine too. I just need to know. What's a fair service fee? Depending on how far you're going. I mean, if you're already charging a mileage fee, you have your state fee. If it's during business hours, probably like another $10. Probably another $10. I try not to go too crazy. But yeah, $10. What's a fair service fee? What you charge the caller won't agree to. What I charge the caller. Sister Cheryl, are you saying that when you get a call and you tell them what your fee is, they won't pay? Is that what you're saying? Is it the state fee per signature or per cent? Well, your stamp and signature goes hand in hand. So every time your stamp goes down, most likely your signature should go with it. Unless you're being like a witness or something like that, then your stamp wouldn't require it. Sister LaCrystal is a really good friend of mine who is a notary. I've known her for is it 10 years? It could be 9. Could even be 8. But either way, I love you, sis. Is the state fee per signature or stamp? Right. So, unless you're doing a witness signature, or you're just signing that you're a representative somewhere, other than that, most likely your signature and your stamp will go hand in hand. Majority of the times. There's exceptions, but majority of the time. So yes, every time that stamp goes down, it's your state fee. So if your state fee is 10, every time you notarize, 10. Cool? I've been having trouble opening the docs in the group's files. Have you? Okay. Has anyone else been having trouble opening the docs in the group's files? And Sister Tracy, are you using your phone to do it? Because I'm wondering. I'll go back and look at the documents soon, and I will check what extension that they're on, and maybe they need to all be switched to either PDF or doc files. Okay, so I'll check that for you. Yes, you do. You have to call them and text them. Now, some companies don't like you to do that, so you just need to know what the company expects of you. And if it doesn't say it anywhere, that means it's a go. All right, Sister Cheryl. So Sister Cheryl, right? So what I need from everybody right now, right? I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to tell you what I need from you. So all of our life's existence is based on our life experience. All of our life's existence is based on our life's experience. Okay? My perception is a combination of everything that I have experienced to this day. Can we agree on that? Is that a yes or is that a no? What's going on? Shoot. Okay? So all of our perceptions comes from when we were 3, when we were 4, when we were 40, when we were 30, when we were 60. It all comes from the time that we spent on this planet Earth. Right? Bear with me. I'm leading into something. Because of that, we can potentially get stuck in certain developmental processes that don't necessarily allow us to experience a new process. So we can be, it's kind of like, I'll give you an example. So it's kind of like I wear black, right? I wear black all the time. Now, for the most part, actually, I do wear a lot of black, but because I'm doing business. But it's just an example. It's not necessarily true. I wear black all the time. I've been wearing black since I came out the womb, right? And so now, in my 40s, I'm like finally switching over to color, and people are telling me how nice I look, but I can't perceive it because I know I like black and I've looked so good in black for so many years, and I just can't fathom that I look beautiful in a different color. Okay? But that's not the truth, right? That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Most of us, especially with our brown, melanin, bronze skin, copper tones, we look good in pretty much any color. So going back to the original topic, Sister Cheryl, and because you mentioned it, I'm going to address you personally. You've mentioned to me a couple of times about this. The one thing that my suggestion to you and anyone else who is constantly experiencing the same thing over and over is to change your story. Change your story. Create a new story. How about every time someone calls Sister Cheryl's phone, she gives them a price and they accept it with no problems. And I know you were having a problem with no-shows, and they actually show up. So let's create a new story, because there's a lot of aspects to a successful business, and one of them is your thinking. So that's why the reason why I call this Notary Wellness Mentor is because I need to have these conversations with you all. I need you to understand that your business is not just about what you do. Your business is also how you think, that's why I always say speak good on your business, even in the downtime, even in the bad time. I never say my business is doing bad, because one, it is not doing bad. And two, even when you are not getting the results that you want, there's always lessons. There's always something to learn. So if you are having a hard time, I need you to change your language. I need you to change your story. I need you to recreate something else. I need you to go back to that imagination that you had when you were younger and recreate the type of business that you want. So my homework assignment for you, Sister Cheryl, or anyone else, is I want you to write down, maybe, over the next year, you can pretend that is, you're writing an entry, right? And you're going to write an entry from beginning to your now, right? And so what that entry would look like is, I want you to write down your ideal business. My ideal business, I know you work, so is after I leave my 9 to 5, from 5:30 to 9, 5 days a week, I am having so much success with my business. My business makes X amount of money. I have an abundant amount of customers. Like, you gotta play with your mind in order to get the results that you need to get. And some people think that's juju. They be like, Sister Alexis, that's juju. That stuff don't really work. But if anyone believes in the secret, we know it really does work. And my life has been manifestation after manifestation after manifestation. So that's your homework assignment for you or anybody else. Write down your dream business, what it would look like, what kind of experiences you would have in that dream business. It's going to help. And anytime you feel frustrated, you feel like things are not working, every time I turn a corner, there's a block, you sit down and you read it, or you rewrite your dream business every single time. I'm telling you, it's going to help to elevate you and get you back on track. Every time you fall off and you feel like this is not working, go and look at that notebook of your dream business. Or if you don't have it, rewrite it. Okay? And then let me know how things work out for you in regards to that. But I promise you, sister, it's that easy. Just change your story. Anyone's having a hard time in their business, just change your story. Imagine your business exactly the way that you want it to be. Oh, okay, you're going to try it on your laptop next time, Sister Tracy? Great. Okay. Let me know. If not, I can forward you those documents straight to your email. Okay. Let's see what else. I think that's it. Could be my finger. Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right, cool. Ooh, we over time. So I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes because I almost went off. Sister Cheryl got me hyped. So the signing agent. So the thing that I wanted to dispel is you don't need a certification to be a signing agent. There are several companies out there offering it to you, but you don't need a certificate to become a signing agent. If money is tight for you and you want to cut some corners, that is a corner that you can cut. I'm not saying don't get knowledge and education. I'm just saying that you don't have to spend $200 on a certification that's going to expire in 1 year and you're not going to be able to use. So keep that in mind. So those who have went out and got a certification from somewhere and they got it because they thought that they would have like a leg up. It's not necessarily a leg up. And you will have to get it again in 1 year because it's only good for 1 year. And so you're taking the same course over in 1 year. Now, if you did it because the companies won't accept your background check, then that's a different story. It's pretty much the only way that we can kind of get in that loophole. But my mother, who you all know is a partner of mine, she said that she was able to go and get her background check through this specific company and did not have to do the signing agent certification with it. So I need to talk to her more and have her show me exactly what she did, because I didn't have that same experience and most of you did not have that same experience either. So we're gonna figure it out. Oh, there are more questions down here. I think my fingers are just too... Okay. Yeah, words, man. It matters. It really matters. It's like when you're feeling sick and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so sick. Your body is just like, all right, you feel sick? Okay, we'll just keep you sick. Yes, I wrote a positive affirmation about my life and business and put it on my phone as a reminder. Yes, and it comes up. I love that. I love that. I love that so much. I actually do that too. I actually have my Facebook. My Facebook sends me motivational quotes. Will I offer... Oh, let me answer this first. Do you summarize each document during a signing? If so, how? That's a great question. And so technically, we don't have to. You can go through each page and you can say, this is the right of cancel. You have 3 days to cancel. This is the date and sign, initial here, and that's it. Right? That's not wrong. If you ever did that, that's not wrong. That's okay, because we are not obligated to do anything else. The purpose of us is to make sure you are who you say you are, and that I have your and I direct you where to sign and to initial. But I do summarize a tad bit, because a tad bit, not much. Like it could be like a one-liner. So Brother Charles, in the Notary Wellness Mentor Facebook group, there's a summary of loan. I think it says summary of loan docs, and that's the summary you can stick to. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, if you can tag Brother Charles on that when we get off. If not, I'll do it. But I believe it says summary of loan docs. That's pretty much what you want to kind of commit to memory. And so that will help you. So yes, I do summarize just because I'm overly helpful sometimes, but I don't go overboard. I say a couple of words about the document and that's it. And if so, how? It will be in the summary of loan docs. There's a whole bunch of information in one doc that shows you exactly what you need to say or could say. Okay, thank you. SnapDocs wants you to be NNA certified. Oh, okay. Oh, SnapDocs. It doesn't say it wants you to be. It gives you that option. It gives you that option. It doesn't say you have to be. It just gives you an option. Yeah. Because I'm not NNA certified. All right, let me take that back. When I first started, I wasn't NNA certified. Actually, no, I'm not NNA certified right now. No, I'm not. No. So, and you see my results. I'm not NNA certified. And things have been perfectly fine for me. I get a lot of jobs through there. And outside of there, I don't have any problems working without an NNA certification. But they do want that background check through NNA. That's something very difficult to bypass. If anyone else has a background check that's not through SnapDocs for NNA, please let me know. Please let us know. Will you be offering training and becoming a signing agent? I know you mentioned a class. So what I do for I'm just gonna offer. So basically, all of my phases lead into you being a signing agent. So the forms training, which is pre-recorded, will be helpful to you. That allows you to get the information that you need to get and be ready to go into a signing. It's just I have a process that I'm going through to get all of those training materials out. And then it will be a pre-recorded video, and then you'll have a PDF file of the documents so you can practice them. And that's pretty much all you need. The signing professional workers form. The signing professional workers form. Most of you have probably received that email from me, and that is directly from a course that we all are familiar with that gives you the guidelines and expectations of a signing agent. And if you all don't know what I'm talking about, when you find the information, print it out so you can see what I mean. It's so simple, so clear. But literally all of these trainings, all of my videos, it all leads you into being a signing agent. And you're doing everything that you do now for general notary work. The only difference is now you have 150 pages to go through, and you need to have a very, very basic explanation of the documents that you're signing, and you need to know where they sign. That's it, sis. I promise you, that's it. If anyone is doing signing agent work now, if you can attest that is all you really need to know, please do so. But going in the future, and I wouldn't wait for me. Usually I'm fast, but I wouldn't wait for me in this particular instance. It's getting dark in here. Actually, I don't think that's any better. I'm going to wrap it up soon. I forgot what I was going to say. SnapDocs wants you to be sort of perfect. What do you think it takes to become a full-time signing agent? Really, it depends on your area. Now, if your area is doing really well for real estate, then you have the ability to become a full-time agent. I would practice through all of these signing agent companies and eventually lead into being a signing service yourself. It's levels to this. Like for me and most of you that I've spoken to, there's levels to this. We're not doing this to be a signing agent forever. Okay, I don't know about you all, but I don't even know what I drove today. I have to calculate it. But yesterday I drove like 210 miles. So my desire is not to be a signing agent for much longer. My desire is to be a signing service so I can share some of these jobs and give it to someone who doesn't mind driving up and down the road. But other than that, you have to have a full workload. In order to get a full workload, you need to be on minimum of 50 signing agent companies. And I was in another group that I got kicked out of. And and the one lady suggested 100. I'm sure I'm close to 100, but she suggested when you first start off, you need to be on 100 signing agent company websites to work. That's a great question. My finger won't let me slide it up. Oh, you found it? Good. Okay. All right. So we're clear that all of this, all of the training, all of the videos, and I know it's a lot, y'all. Like, I mean, I don't post a whole bunch, but I post a fair amount. And if you keep up with everything that I post and watch the videos, you'll be up to date. That's how you stay connected, even if you're not working. Even if you're not working, that's how you stay connected. We're going to have to do a part 2 for the notary signing agent aspect of it. But I'll just mention like 3 things about it, and then we'll do a part 2 and we'll talk more about it, and I'll answer more of your questions. And basically, so with the notary signing agent, you have to have training. First and foremost, you have to have training. If you want to wing it, like some of us did in here, I ain't gonna say no names, but we did. We went in there kind of blind, and it worked out for us. Some of you all mentioned to me, like, the anxiety is too high for you to do that. I don't want to create stress for you all, so don't do it. But either taking my forms training, and I had a lady the other day, she wants me to put all of the forms in one file for her. So that might be helpful for a lot of you. Instead of doing it video and training, you might just want the form. She was a notary in the past, many years ago. She doesn't need the training on them. She just needs the form. So that might be beneficial to you too. So training. Get your blank forms, print them, practice filling them out. Thank you all. I really appreciate y'all. And at that point, signing up to as many signing directories as you can. When you first start off, I tell people, I don't go low. I don't let you, give me low ball figures just because I know I'm going to do a good job. So I want you to get used to paying me what I'm worth, even though I'm worth more than that. But you know what I'm saying. And make sure you do a good job. When you do get assigned to a position, make sure you do the very best job that you can within your ability, and then you will get hired again. Make sure that you drop those forms off in the appropriate time. That is a big one. Make sure you communicate with the signing service throughout the process if that's what they want. Like, for instance, client didn't answer the phone. Make sure you type it in Snap Docs. I text client didn't reply back. They need full communication because they don't know what's going on. If the client's not reaching out to them, you can't reach them. It gives them anxiety. In those title and escrow offices, they are high stress, and they will stress you out too. I had a rep be so nasty to me that afterwards I did the job, And I sent her a long email. I wasn't rude, but I was stern. And I needed her to know that no matter what's going on in her office, she said something like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's so stressful around here. And I was like, look, lady, that don't got nothing to do with me. Because when I'm stressed, I am never going to pour my stress out on you. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to allow you to do it. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to anyone else. And she was really grateful and told me that it's something that she's been trying to work on. And if I was close, she was in California, that she would love to take me for dinner. So be honest with people. Be honest with them as long as you know how to say it. You know, even then, sometimes people will still feel some type of way, but so what? But for me, it's important. I got to say something. I can't let you disrespect me in any shape, form, or capacity. And you think I'm not going to say anything. Sometimes I might let it slide. Depends on who it is. But being that I knew this was going to be a relationship that I continue to have, I needed them to know that. So you will experience that. You will have some, some snotty people that reach out to you. But make sure you're not snotty back. Because you're going to need these people again. So just, customer's always right. Just go along with it and do what you have to do. So those are really the big things for signing agent. Make sure you get training, sign up to signing agent directories, and follow instructions based on the signing service. Our ultimate goal is to be a signing agent, but also to possibly be a signing service so we can do other things. All right, y'all. If you have any last minute questions about signing agents, go ahead and drop the questions and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. Thank you. Thank all of you. I really appreciate y'all for joining. And at the end of the day, this is beneficial. Well, naturally, this is beneficial to you. So if you've been thinking about that vacation, if you've been thinking about putting money into stocks, if you've been thinking about how to create an additional business with this, if you are trying to save for your college, your children's tuition, that's a big one for me. If you are taking care of, elderly parents, that's another one for me. If you're a single mom, if you're a single dad, if you just want extra money outside of what you're doing, this is a way. You sent me, I showed you in one day, one appointment. It wasn't one day because I made more than that day. One appointment, $225. One appointment, $110. One appointment, $140. One. Just imagine you doing that a couple of times a week, times 4, times 12. What that could do for you and do for your family. Just remember, it's all in your mind and everything will work out. Everything will work out. We'll talk more about signing agents. Let's say we'll do it again next Friday. Sister Barbie, if you're still on the call, I did see your email. I'm going to respond to you after I get off. And I'll talk to you more about that. But I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. I think that's a good start. And remember, you got to work on your business every day, even if it's 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes, you got to work on your business every day because you have to keep the momentum. The moment you take a week break, remember what you're taking a break from. You're taking a break from your goals. Who wants to take a break from their goals? I don't. Every time you take a break, you're taking a break from your goals. Keep that in mind. You're taking away from your goals. You're taking away from anything that you said that you want. You're taking away from your early retirement. Whatever you said that you need this business for, you're taking away from it every time you take a break. So keep that in mind. All right, y'all, gotta go. Peace and love to you. Much love to you. Much love to you. Much success in your business. Remember, it all starts in your mind and then everything else will follow. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. One day I'm going to do a manifestation video on all the things that I manifested in this process. And, it's just been amazing. It's been real. I'm so grateful. And the more successful I get, you'll get, because I'm just going to share it with you. I don't want to be doing this alone and I'm the only one making money and stuff like that. I want us all to make money. All right. Peace and love. Good night.